All right, hey. All right. I'm actually completely, utterly frigging exhausted, to be honest with you. That's the honest truth. I don't shame it. I'm tired. I've been teaching. But I'm here to educate you because I love you guys. And I don't mind giving myself away to you guys whenever I can when I have no energy left because you want to learn, and I got to pass them for learning. So I'm about this close to losing my brain, losing myself. The only thing that's keeping me together is my brand new iPod. I love my brand new iPod. I love you. Anyway, enough of this craziness. What I want to talk to you about is the ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet was actually developed a long time ago. Now, I'm not going to go into what it is, what it does. It's all this great stuff. I mean, I am, but I'm not going to talk about epilepsy and seizures. It was actually developed back in the day by the medical community as a dietary recommendation to be used with people with epilepsy. Now, you can study it, not sure exactly how it works, but it was actually found effective. So you see how back in the day we're actually using diet as a prescription. But now we've moved away from that. We're using medications that kill people every day. So the interesting thing is what I'm seeing is more and more clients are coming in, especially very thin females, that are using and doing the ketogenic diet. Now, the question I'm getting from people, is it healthy? Well, I would say it's twofold. It's unhealthy and healthy. I'm dancing. I'm doing the robot. I told you I was crazy. I'm losing myself right now. What happens is 80% of the calories are from fat. So the diet is consistently protein and fat and very little carbohydrates, if not any. You'll see a lot of bodybuilders actually do this during the week, carb load on the weekend, to get the fat-burning effect. So, ketogenic diet. You eat a diet that's high in protein, and I don't advocate this, so I'm not, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I don't advocate this, and I don't want to cause any problems, so don't sue me. It's not a diet that I highly recommend. It's mostly protein and fat. You limit carbohydrates to regulate blood sugar or glucose levels, I should say, and you basically quiet the pancreas down. But what happens is glucagon is actually the antagonist to insulin. It breaks down protein. So it's released in really high amounts by the pancreas. So one of the side effects from doing this diet for too long is pancreatitis. Another one is kidney stones, gallstones, eye problems, and sometimes lack of energy. And doctors will say it's dangerous for the kidneys because you're actually peeing out ketones, the byproduct of fat breakdown, which is very harsh for the kidneys. So if anyone's doing it, 2 to 4 weeks max, but I don't advocate it. So what you're doing is you're eating a diet that's high in protein, high in fat, very low in carbohydrates, if any carbohydrates, just like the Atkins diet. What happens is the body goes into what's called gluconeogenesis. It's a big word. I love big words. Gluconeogenesis. What happens is the body actually starts to use protein and fats for energy because the body or the brain still needs sugar for energy so the body can function. So the positive side of the ketogenic diet is it gets you to eat, might help regulate blood sugar levels, quiet down the pancreas. On the exocrine side of it, it will help you lose weight. On the negative side of it, really hard on the kidneys, really hard on the liver. This is where gluconeogenesis actually occurs and is stimulated. It actually burns a lot of amino acids in the body. You're not getting carbohydrates. The body needs carbohydrates, certain amounts in certain kinds based on the person, whether it's grains or vegetables. So we do need these things for fuels, for our cells. But also, the downfall is the body goes into a catabolic state. Gluconeogenesis is catabolism. And you see this with people that are insulin resistant. The body eats itself. So in order to get more sugar to the brain for fuel and into the body actually breaks itself down in this gluconeogenesis state. So it breaks down proteins and fats, which is very hard on the liver, very hard on the kidneys. Yes, you do lose weight, but at the same time, it's really a huge stress response for the body. So what happens is cortisol levels will go really high. So in the end, you end up losing weight, but it's more of a catabolic response. It's not an anabolic healthy response. So in that, you end up developing adrenal gland problems, fatigue, weakened immune system, overloaded detox system. You end up with hormonal imbalances. We see this all the time. Amino acid deficiencies. A lot of these people actually end up with malabsorption issues because of the high amount of protein. They end up having putrefaction. It's a lot of work on the pancreas, and it creates pancreatic insufficiencies. And in the end, when they go off the diet, what happens is they actually gain weight because the body actually needs hormones. It needs to produce hormones from cholesterol. It needs to actually build muscle on and on. So these people, their body goes into feast and famine state. When they go off it, it says, hey, now I'm eating food, I'm going to store on to anything I can. And these are the people that actually gain a lot of weight around the ass, the butt, the hips, the waist, when they go off dieting. And at the same time, the people on this diet actually, while doing it, if you test them, they typically have really high cholesterol levels and really high triglyceride levels because the body needs fuel and it needs to make hormones. And when it gets it in excess, a lot of the times you'll start to see their levels go through the roof because it's overproducing hormones. Now, is it bad? Not necessarily, but is it really good? No, too much of anything isn't a good thing. So, I know this was all over the place. I know this was wishy-washy, but I hope you understand that the ketogenic diet is healthy but also unhealthy. It's healthy because you might lose weight. It's healthy because it's going to help regulate insulin levels if you do have diabetes. But it's not healthy because it overloads the liver, overloads the kidney, the gallbladder, stresses out the pancreas. It actually puts you into a catabolic state, tissue breakdown, and you're not really losing weight. You're actually, the body's eating itself. So in the end, when you go off it, which I don't recommend this diet, I recommend a more balanced diet for the person that's in front of you to regulate blood sugar, you actually gain weight. And you'll have a problem actually gaining muscle weight, you'll gain more fat. So